Hey everybody, it is Crimson Redesigns The Sims, and today I am redesigning the Blue Velvet Nightclub. Throughout the series, I'm going to go through and redesign every single one of the Sims for builds that they have in their cities and try to do my best to make them look better. We'll see how it goes. Today I'm using just the dine-in and kids room pack because I'm broke, and that's what comes with the Origin Play membership or whatever. I don't know. So yeah, we're gonna go through this. What my vision for this building is, I really wanted to go for something that really matched what I saw in the bones of this building and then the layout in the building. I thought, you know, the rest of the area kind of looks like something that would be a little bit more of a chic town that comes kind of like out of like a west, like the west. And so that's why I was really going for this building. I really saw it as a old Western saloon, but I wanted to put a little bit of a Parisian, which is like a Paris style, into it, and that's why I put a lot of you'll see later on I'm going to do a lot of the interior design like that. So right now I'm just going through and doing the outside, which, just as a heads up, I did do the outside after I did the inside, but you know what, who cares what order I did it. Also right here you'll see that I have a little problem with the stupid corner of the building. I don't know what was going on here. It was just not doing me well. But I decided I want to go for a brown. My main colors are kind of like a black, white, brown, and then the green colors. I really like the green. I did decide, you know, I was thinking maybe I should change it to a brown to give it more of a cohesive design, but I thought that the fence would look better with the green, and so I really stuck with that. And you'll see here that I am actually going with the green ones, but I wanted to go for something that was a little bit simpler and not so overbearing, and kind of went with that kind of Western style. And this is where I get a little problem with that little edge corner, so I just decided, you know, it's probably just a glitch in my game, like we're just gonna leave it. Yeah, so I'm over here trying to fix it and it wasn't working. Then I went and I decided that I was seeing if I liked the different head things, and then of course I went in and added the fence to down below as well, which I think was just a great design and a great thing. Also, I don't know how they got the stairs there, but if someone wants to tell me, go ahead, because like that's crazy. And then I'm just going around and just adding that same stuff that I did in the front to the whole building before I do anything else. Really make it really cohesive. And then doing the exterior, making it look like nice. These benches didn't really match, but you know what? That doesn't matter. That doesn't matter at all. I just was gonna go with what I had. And here you'll see I put a lot of flowers in. I love flowers. OMG. I know that I'm using basically just base game here. So for all y'all out there, I understand base game isn't the best, and Sims 4 is definitely lacking when it comes to anything, essentially. The variety is just not there. It really isn't. But I do love the flowers that they have in a lot of my designs, a lot of my builds that I've done previously, this is my first ever, I understand. I have used these flowers and these plants because I just love them, and I think that they are very cute, contrary to many people's views. I do like them. And I essentially use like the same 14, 15 plants throughout this whole design, but we're not gonna talk about that. We're gonna skip over that fact. We're just gonna go for the fact that this is somewhat matching. So here I'm just trying to add a little detail, which is so hard. I gotta tell you guys that it is freaking hard as heck to find any signs in the freaking base game. And I know that I said that I like the I said that I like the base game plants, but like still that doesn't apply to the pictures because they suck. But you know. Anyways, I want to add some design here, put this little wood thing, which I like it, but I don't know. It's there. And then of course I'll add this little banner. A lot of times you'll see in Western saloons, you'll see they have the little banner above, and it's just like this wall with a sign on it. And so I added that. I wanted to really be cohesive, get that brick in there. I decided to make it a little bit taller because you'll see when I put these fences, these I don't know what they are, whatever they are, pillars, they just, it wasn't working with that wall. They weren't going any shorter, which I love the fact that you can resize them, but like seriously, why can't I resize them smaller? And here, this is the struggle that I had. I literally tried like 20 different things, but I don't know, maybe it's just not creative enough. Maybe that's it. Probably is. But they just don't have signs. Like this is not like they're not, there's no variety when it comes to signs. Like they have like those 4 signs that are like, a few of them are kind of ridiculous and the other ones are like moderate and like, okay. But honestly, I gotta say, when it comes to base game, I gotta say that I love Sims 3 more. I started playing Sims 3 before I started playing Sims 4, and honestly, I love it when it comes to variety. They have so much variety, and I know that I said that I like the plants, but that doesn't apply here, okay? They had so much variety, and they had so much different colors, and you could customize things to the way that you wanted them to be customized, and honestly, who doesn't love customization? Who doesn't? I love customization, and I love the fact that I can, you know, put the color I want. If I want the freaking leaves to be orange, let me put them orange. Which I don't remember if that's how it happened in Sims 3, but I'm pretty sure that you could just change every aspect of it. Okay, and that's what I love. I love the fact that I could literally have a dresser with lime green furnish or whatever you want to call it if I wanted, because that was just a great part of the Sims 3 build. Here I'm going through and adding the lights, making it more cohesive when it comes to that. This back area, I gotta tell you something about this back area. You will see, and you might be thinking, why don't you just get rid of, like, why don't you just cut this part out of the video? And I'm gonna tell you this right now, because creativeness is always changing. You can only be your own creative self when you look up tons of different options. So that's why I didn't cut it out, so you guys could see the process that went through to figure out what I was gonna do. Anyways, here I am adding some landscape. I know a lot of people say that landscaping is so hard and so annoying, but I love landscaping because I think flowers give a lot of a real feel to the Sims game. And I know that a lot of these buildings, and that's what I gotta say, I love you Sims team, but like, y'all need to pick it up on the game of landscaping. There is legit no plants when it comes to them. They do not do any gardening. They just like plants. Who needs those? Literally, I'm not even kidding you. Like, all the city buildings have like 0 plants. So anyways, so I went through and said that, you know what, I'm gonna put some plants in on the landscape. I also go through and put this, I love the paint tool. This allows for a lot more of a cohesive design when it comes to those, because this, okay, you will see that the flooring does not leave a very pretty edge. It don't look nice. It don't match. So I gotta go in that paint tool and make it look cohesive and make it smooth it out a little bit for that little square corners, which ain't natural. Don't have them like normal. Anyways, I go along here and I do it to everything. Of course, you gotta add a little dirt, make sure it looks a little bit realistic. I love the fact that you can be very customizable when it comes to plants, even if you can't be very customizable when it comes to anything else. You can be as much customizable as you want with the plants. And the fact that I can paint on dirt, because that's just freaking amazing to me. That's the fact that I can paint on dirt, because who doesn't love painting dirt onto dirt? Anyways, I'm just going out throughout here, and I decided that I was gonna actually resize these plants at one time to make them all different sizes, because of course plants don't grow the way that you want them to in real life. They are all different sizes, just like humans be all different sizes. So that's why I went through and I just resized some of them. I also decided, because at the beginning I went through and did the flooring choice for the ground, and then I decided I wanted the actual ground, so I just destroyed it all. It's like, get rid of it. And then I went and I took the little fence to make it look like something you actually see at a building and something you would see in a city, and put little fences around it to make it look like a little garden. And since this part is essentially the whole part that I do the back area and then destroy it afterwards, yes, I destroy it, because I wanted to do something else. I'm gonna let you guys watch this with just the speed and the music, and enjoy the process or skip through it. It's your choice. Honestly, you're the one watching it. But anyways, enjoy it and just watch the process and see the creativity that may or may not happen. And this is the part that I absolutely destroy every single bit of the work that I just put in. But you know what? We ain't gonna talk about that. We're just gonna watch how I go through this process and destroy it all. One of the things I do want to mention before I let you guys just watch this and go through is the fact that the reason that I destroyed everything, the reason that I put this door in and moved out that part of the building was because I felt like this design needed more space. I needed more space to be more open and also needed more light, which is also why I added the window next to that little door. I thought that if, it's not really practical if I have to walk around and go to the other room to get to outside. And the only ways that you actually can access the back is through that one door that they had over there on the patio and also through the gates. And I thought that wasn't really practical having that few doors, because when you go to a restaurant, they usually have like 2 or 3 doors that you can walk back into. And I know there are some exceptions when it comes to buildings, but usually a building this big would have multiple doors to come inside, and the design only had 2 doors, so I decided that it needed a little bit more to connect that outside area, because I felt like the outside area was being very secluded and was honestly useless. You could just get rid of it and it wouldn't really matter. I know that speaking, architecturally, that's stupid, but, we ain't gonna talk like that. And then here I wanted to add a little like, I don't know what it is, a cover over this door, but it didn't really work. This design is really cute, but I didn't feel like it fit with this because the roof was flat, so it didn't really look right. And I could have made the roof different, but I didn't want to because I don't like that. And also it didn't really match the Western theme that I was going for the outside of this building. So I got rid of this whole design, but you guys can watch the creative process that went through. And I actually think this would be really cute if I did it on a different type of design. It would be awesome. It would be really adorable, but it just didn't work for this one, so I got rid of it. But I do like what I did next. You'll see what I decided that I was going to do after this. But you can just watch this creative process that I went through. Okay, and here is when I add this little terrace or balcony or whatever the heck you want to call it. And the reason I added this is because why not? It also looks cool, and that's a reason, obviously. And I had to match the theme, so I made sure that these gates were here, because your Sims might walk off. I doubt they would, but they'd probably be like, I'm blocked, I can't. Also, when it came to the gates, I decided that I didn't like the color of the gates. Yeah, there's a lot that went through this design. It was like, no, not today, boo, not today. And I got rid of the gates. Also, I went for a bigger pillar because I didn't think that pillar looked big enough. It also was like, it's a stick holding up a block wall or something like that, and it would have literally died. So I went for that darker gate, and I also went for the darker fence that went along with it. And I considered some things, didn't like that. Looked at some can't even speak right now. Looked at some windows for up here, and I put that in there. And then of course, I went through this, and one thing that I figured out, halfway through this build, and guys, don't look at me dumb, is that you can use the Alt key on your keyboard to move things wherever the heck you want on the grid, and that just what? And I was like, what? And so I found that out. But anyways, and then here I am fixing these bushes, making it look nice, making it look beautiful, giving it a little bit of character. Bushes are beautiful, guys. I gotta tell you, a lot of people don't like doing this, but I love doing this. And, it just gives things character. And then, of course, these dumb fences, which, gotta fix those because I totally demolished everything. You gotta make things look realistic, which is what I was doing here with these pillars. And it's, sometimes you're just like, do I want this to look like the real world or do I not? Honestly, doesn't matter. But then again, you kind of want to look realistic, so. And of course, fiddling with stuff. I do fiddle with a lot of stuff. And these bushes. Honestly, I love the theme of these bushes. I use these a lot. Also, I pack in a lot of bushes. You'll see me like put like 10 bushes in like one little thing, and you'll be like, why? And I'm like, it's because I want to. And then I put this deck here, and yes, it looks nice. I gotta say, all of that work, all of that showing you guys all of the process that I went through to make that back area, it was worth the destroying everything and spending more time to redo this. Yeah, it was really worth it. And then, of course, I had this moment of realization that I didn't actually know what I was doing with this deck thing, and then placing walls to get rid of things that I didn't know how to get rid of, and fences. It's just the stuff of life, just the average stuff, honestly. And of course, fiddling with stuff and using the Alt key because I didn't know I could use that. It's great, it really is, guys. I gotta say, one thing that's really funny though, when you do like move objects on, putting things into walls and then going and like seeing them and you're like, that's a bush in the wall. Like I thought I put it enough outside of the wall that it wouldn't show, but no, that bush wanted to be in the wall today. It was like, this is where I'm gonna be. And honestly, it just puts itself there. Then I decided that I was gonna put trees in. Trees, they are superb and they are beautiful. I don't think I said that word right. I be watching some other people doing some nice creations that look beautiful, and they're all talking about like, this is this tree, this is where you find it, and I'm over here like, I don't know what tree this is called. I don't know the name. Honestly, who looks at that? I don't look at the name. Maybe it's just I'm just too lazy. Honestly, I'm not gonna go. Like, who pays attention to that? Like, who actually goes in, is playing the game, and then it's like, okay, and this is a fern tree. Like, and not me. Not today, hun. It ain't happening. Honestly. Instead, I pay attention to other things. Details. Most of the time. Not always, but most. And then, fountains. Who forgot fountains were actually in the game? Maybe it's because the fact that Sims team doesn't actually, they like to, accidentally forget things. No beef against them, but they do, like, toddlers, who needs them? Let's just age a baby to a child. Honestly, it's nice, This lantern, we are not going to notice the fact that this lantern is actually built right into that fence. I didn't realize until a sim walked through and was walking on dirt. I was like, okay, somebody is getting frisky. And then I realized it was me, forgetting that there was actually a bush there. I was like, oops. Go to take pictures. I was like, oh, that's not nice. And then, of course, putting little details in, putting these tables. And honestly, I was like, there's not lots of options. We all know there's not a lot of options when it comes to tables and colors and swatches. But you know what? We did what we did. Also, there's chess tables. Yes, Susan, there's chess tables. Who cares that this is a bar? Not me. Your Sims ain't gonna care. They would bring a chess table if they could. Honestly, they put everything in their inventory. You have a rotten plate of meatloaf? Hey, it's in their inventory. Nothing good. Nothing bad. I mean, honestly. Also, this wall, pesky as freaking heck. Like, I spent like maybe 5-10 minutes trying to figure out what to put on this wall. What to put on that dead wall right there. I compromised because the base game doesn't really have many options, but it may also be because I'm broke. But we ain't gonna comment on that. We honestly aren't. And so I put these bushes, they look nice. They get a little variety, a little bit of a leveling. And then I tried to do windows. These windows, guys, I know this goes into a bathroom. I know. You're probably like, privacy? I'm like, hun,
The mirror's in the way. It's all about what it looks like in the end. Honestly, it's Sims. Like, it's all about the architecture. Like, come on. And then more test tables. Honestly, okay, people be like, probably like giving beef, you know. This is a bar. There's not supposed to be test tables. Nobody cares. Honestly, nobody cares. Your Sims don't care. Why would I? And it looks nice. You know, this could be like a little garden center. It could be like, I'm gonna go get some nice stuff and I'm gonna go have a coffee with my friends. You never know. Here we are doing the inside. Yes, I know I said this before, but I did the inside before I did the outside. That's why the outside looks bland as heck. But we ain't gonna comment on that either, because honestly, it's about the process, right? It's about what it looks in the end. The bathrooms, I gotta tell you, the bathrooms, I didn't know if they were gonna come together. I didn't know if it was gonna be beautiful or not, but they did. They look nice. They really do. Also, this bland, I would say language, but I'm gonna keep it PG. Thank you. Those bland curtains in there, I cannot. And then of course me being clumsy as heck and destroying the floor. Hey, but who doesn't? There's gonna be somebody out there like, I know, and I'll be like, I don't care, honestly. Oh, also the fact that I actually did do this part before, yeah, I already told you, did this part before I did the outside, and that's why it's so tiny. But you know, it's about the process and showing you guys what I did to try to squeeze everything into this room, and then just tell you that I'm just gonna destroy it all and then redo it. But you know, it's great. This wallpaper right here, you're probably thinking, hey girl, this ain't gonna fit, this ain't gonna work, but it did. Also, I love the two-toned walls, so forgive me if you don't like that. That's just, it's my personal preference. It's the two-toned walls. And these pictures, these little, see, at the beginning, I was going for a country Western Salon vibe, and that's why I did a lot of the mountain pictures. And by the end, I think I kind of allowed myself to go a little bit out of that vibe and go a little bit more for a nice Parisian kind of style. But at the beginning, I pretty much did mainly those pictures and nothing else. And then, of course, tons and tons of plants. Also, these tables, they're adorable. Can we just stop and take a moment to say these are the cutest these cutest little things ever. And you can't forget a piano. We really cannot forget a piano in this. And, you know, everything else. This process, honestly, you could just watch on your own. Guys, I'm gonna give you a little minute to just vibe with the music and watch this beautiful process without my pesky voice in the background. So as I'm nearing the end of the process, I wanted to give it a little bit of an explanation of what I'm doing and why I did it, and yes. Anyway, so I added a couch here in this extra space that I added, and a beautiful circle. Guys, the circle carpets are underused. I gotta make a point of that. Also, this table, never really seen it, never really used it, but I decided to use it today because why not? Honestly, I don't know if it matches. Honestly, I don't. But that is not the point. The point is that I did something and finished it. Can you relate? I don't know. I don't know if I can relate. Anyways, so adding little decorations using the tricks that I found out when making this video. Honestly, guys, the things that you find out when you actually look for them. It's crazy. It really is. Then adding a whole bunch of like books and stuff and decoration and clutter and honestly needless and pointless stuff. But honestly, why not? Have it there. Why not? This point, guys, once I put that TV in, I realized I had made a mistake. And the mistake was the fireplace. That little fireplace ain't doing it for me, girl. You know, you will recognize that earlier in this build, I attempted to change the fireplace, but did not like it. And that was a mistake, because honestly, now I am. And then, you know, moving stuff 50 different times for pointless reasons. Hey, but if you watch any other thing, like literally, I will watch people build stuff, and honestly, it's really satisfying. It is. But they like pointlessly move things 50 different times. And now I understand why. I really do. And then these tables and the piano. And at this point, yes, I had done all this. I thought, oh my goodness, I'm done. I'm done, guys. I'm done. I'm not even kidding you. Like, I went and after I had done like the little details, like put these lights in, made it all cute, done a little work here. Kid you not, I went in and I took all the photos for the little end scene. And then you know what I did? I just demolished those tables. Also, I never use curtains, guys, so this is a new one for me. I never use them. Not kidding you. I hate them. The base game curtains are ugly as fudge. Yes, I'm not kidding. These are literally brown. But these matched so well that I had to do them. And don't say anything about those curtains that are hanging like literally like 10 feet off the ground in SimWorld. Like, no, nobody's gonna close them. They're just there for design. Hello. It's not the point. Now that we're at the end of the video, I just want to thank you guys for watching and holding on with my annoying voice and not necessary comments, but you know. Anyways, thanks for watching and enjoy the before and afters and what this long video actually produced.
Salmon.